Good morning, students. Hope you have done the 6th chapter of history, the Mauryan age. Now we'll come to the next chapter, that is lesson number 17 of your textbook. It is the civics chapter, livelihood. Now students, livelihood, what does the topic suggest? Livelihood means the way of earning in which you can live your life in a comfortable way. That is how you earn your living. It can be farming, it can be cattle rearing, it can be doing a job, business, whatever. Whatever you do to earn a comfortable way of life or live comfortably, earning your living is known as livelihood. Now students, in this chapter, you have many short incidents, short stories in which you will understand different concepts. First, let's see the introduction. A person's life is affected by his or her surroundings. You are much affected by your surroundings. The place where you live, the people with whom you live, how you talk with people, how you deal with people, everything affects your life. Lot of diversity is seen in our country. You can see a variety of customs, traditions, languages, religions, etc. in our country. But a village life consists of the rural type of life. That is rural. We already saw in the previous civics chapters. Rural and urban. Rural stands for village life, urban for cities or towns. So in a village life, the villagers live a life with the minimum number of facilities. They don't have too many luxurious items. They have the minimum facilities in their lives. And the local arrangements and the local environment affects a village life in a large manner. Now our country has a wonderful diversity. That is, many religions, many traditions, many customs, different languages, everything prevail in our country, but still we are united. We already saw in the first semester chapters of civics that in spite of having so many diversities, we are having unity amongst ourselves. So that is why we have a wonderful unity in diversity. And that is a very unique identity of our country. Which is the unique identity? That amidst so many religions, languages, that is in spite of having so many languages, regional and economical diversity. Economical diversity means many are rich, many are poor, many are average, but still we are united. And in India, you have more than 5,000 cities. Students, these figures are approximate, not exact figures. More than 5,000 cities and about 27,000 villages, small and big towns. Small and big towns. Now many people come to cities for employment, for jobs, or for carrying out business or small trade. They come from the surrounding villages or from different states also. And the main identity here is that our constitution, that is our Constitution of India, has granted the right to the citizens of India to settle anywhere in India and develop peacefully. They should live unitedly with everybody where they go and settle and develop their lives. That is, the Constitution of India has given the right to every citizen to go anywhere in India and settle down peacefully and develop peacefully. Now, in cities, mostly people are connected with various occupations. That is, they carry out different types of occupations to earn their living. And sometimes, in some of the towns or cities you can find, they have one or more than one occupation, so that they can live a more comfortable life. Some people have only one type of occupation, some carry out more than one. But why do we do all these things in life? Why do we go for jobs? Why do you go for business? Why do you have trade relations? And why are you carrying out any occupation? To earn or to create income so that you can earn a livelihood for your family. That is, to give a proper way of living to your family. That is the name of this chapter, livelihood. It means to earn, to create income, ways of creating income to support your family. Now students, there can be different types of ways to earn your income. It can be service, business or labor work. If you ask your parents, they will tell you that to earn a livelihood, you have to carry out any of one of these forms so that you can support your family and lead a comfortable life. Now, in this lesson, as I earlier told you, you have different incidents, especially regarding the rural areas, regarding the villages. So let's see each of the incidents one by one. Now students, On page number 109 of your textbook, you have a heading that is village life. Now, what is this topic about? In this topic, you will see some of the things associated with occupation or what some people do to earn their living. There are different ways shown over here. Let's start. First line, it is written there, Disa is a city in Banaskantha district. It is in Gujarat. Little far from Disa, there is a village named Ranpur. Most of the people here are associated with farming. See students, first occupation which we saw here is farming. Some people do farming while some are busy in cattle rearing. Second occupation, what is written there? Cattle rearing. In extra time which is spared from farming, some people make tools. Third occupation is tools. Some stitch clothes. Which is the next one? Stitching of clothes. So students, here we saw 4 occupations in the first 3 lines. First is farming, second is cattle rearing, third is making tools, fourth is stitching clothes. Then one man runs the tractor. He goes for plowing when he is called. That is what is the next occupation. That is, he is called to the field to plow the field, then he goes with his tractor. Nowadays, bullocks are very less used for plowing the fields. Instead of that, tractors are used. So he goes with the tractor for plowing. In spite of being a small village, people do not have to go to the city for a haircut or shaving. There are many small and big shops. That is what the next occupation is. Barber, cutting of hair. Okay. Then slippers and clothes are available in these shops. What do you mean by this? Small shops where you can get your footwear and your clothes. Medicines for fever, cough and cold is also available in the village shop at the time of need. What do you mean by this? The next occupation is a chemist shop. A chemist shop where you get medicines. Everybody grows potatoes and millet here and in the surrounding villages. That is farming. That we already saw in the second line. Tailor, carpenter, barber and blacksmith are also available in this village. Now students, here the spelling of barber is mistakenly printed there. It is B-A-R-B-E-R. Okay. Change the spelling there. B-A-R-B-E-R. Tailor, carpenter, barber and blacksmith. Already we saw barber and blacksmith in the first paragraph. Making tools. That was blacksmith, and barber we saw for cutting hair. So tailor and carpenter, another occupation, 2 occupations again. Along with their occupation, they are also connected with farming and farm labor. Okay. Now students, here the word farm labor is written in inverted commas. Why is it so? Because in a farm, we have different sorts of work in which one can be plowing the field, the other will be taking away the weeds, other person can be sowing the seeds, some other person will be there watering it. Means there are different types of work. After the crop is ready, you have to harvest it. You have to cut the crop, you have to separate the grain from the husk. All this is carrying different types of people, different type of work. So farm labor means different works, different categories of work done in a farm, in a field. Next, one young man has made a shop for tea and snacks, another occupation. Next, passers-by stand here more in numbers than village people do for tea and snacks. That is, he is there to feed the people, those who are hungry and thirsty. So you can say that a small roadside shop which sells snacks and tea. Some farmers grow vegetables throughout the year, while some other farmers prepare orchards for growing pomegranate and other fruits. Students, what do you mean by the word orchard? Orchard means fruit trees. A field or a farm where only fruit trees are grown. It can be mango, banana, chiku, etc. Any fruit trees, it's grown in an orchard. That's another occupation. People are seen growing fruits, flowers and vegetables in this village. So students, we saw different categories of occupation. So in these 2 paragraphs on page 109, what did you understand? Let us see it in short. So students, let's conclude what we saw in these 2 paragraphs. Which are the different occupations which we saw? First was farming. Now in farming we had different types. First is plowing the field, in which we saw a person with the tractor going to plow the field. Then farm labor, that is doing different sorts of work in the farm. It It can be cutting of weeds, it can be sowing, then harvesting of crop, watering the field, etc. Whatever is related to a farm, all these things will be included in this topic. Second, we saw cattle rearing, that is livestock rearing, rearing of animals. Then making tools, that is a blacksmith, making different types of tools. Then stitching clothes, we had seen the tailor. Then the occupation which we saw was plowing, which is including farming itself. Then shops. Shops we saw different categories. Which were they? First we saw shops of selling, which sell clothes, then footwear, then shops which give snacks and tea by the roadside, and we saw a chemist shop selling medicines. So all those things will be included in shops of all types. Then we saw a carpenter, a barber. Then we saw fields growing different vegetables, different flowers, and orchards which grew fruits. So these were different occupations which we saw in this topic. So students, I conclude this topic over here. Now in this topic we exactly saw what is livelihood. Livelihood is what? Something which you do to support your family, to earn a living for your family so that you can lead a comfortable life. It can be a service, that is job, business, occupation, whatever you are doing, or an occupation. Whichever you are doing, it is to support your family so that you can live comfortably. So students, I conclude here. Now in the next video, we will be seeing the next topic. Thank you.